Splurged.
That's how we start out the episode. People don't even know what you're talking about, Tuttle. But welcome to the Swolecast. And it's another week, another quarantine Swolecast. And we're living proof of it. Because Davis has on... Davis, tell everybody what you have right now. Go ahead and give your plug. Free plug for the people.
Free plug, yeah. I got blue blocker glasses because I'm on my computer like 12 hours a day, and then I'm on my iPad at night. And, I'm never... I mean, as Peter can attest to, spending time with me in New York, there's never been a time where I haven't been looking at a screen, and it's terrible for your eyes. So I got blue blocking glasses, and it's been nice. It's been helpful.
I thought your tennis elbow may have spread to your eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ice them down after this show.
Did I ever tell the story of when Davis and I got dinner in New York with Pat, and my phone was dead, and so I had to go. I gave it to the bartender to like charge behind the bar or whatever, and Davis thought that was like the most incredible feat by a human being ever to go without their phone for an entire dinner. He was in awe of me.
It's of all the things that are impressive about you, that's been the thing that's impressed me the most. Even more than your niche comedy skills.
Davis, do you have your screen report on for your phone, and like, is it synced to all your equipment?
Oh yeah, we should compare screen reports.
Keep in mind that when I'm working, like when I am, doing shows and everything, like when I'm at my computer, I don't even have my phone really. Like I don't even have it on. Like a lot of times it's charging over on the other desk up here.
But do you have it? You can link it if you have a Mac, you can see.
Well, I don't really want to link it to my computer because on my phone, just my phone in and of itself, it's like 5 to 6 hours a day, and that's including the fact that I'm literally not on it when I'm on my computer, so it's not great.
I'm already at 3 hours and 30 minutes today.
Look at this jank ass Android screen.
Yeah, what is that? Screen? That is disgusting.
Oh
man.
Oh gosh.
Cool terrible.
Circle chart, bar.
Man.
Embarrassing.
Not even in dark mode. Oh my god.
I'm at an hour and a half. Hour and a half for today. This is what a real phone looks like.
I'm my daily average is 2 hours and 56 minutes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're a dad,
I feel
man.
like that's good.
We believe you now.
Oh, you know what? My average is not as
computer.
bad as I thought. 4 hours, 21 minutes this week.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
down
also at the computer a
42%
lot.
from last week, though.
All right. Speaking of phones, I just want to go ahead and start off the show by congratulating Peter Overzet for his TikTok bit.
Thanks, Dave. Means a lot. I know you're generally kind of loath to give out compliments or to, pay a compliment to someone who's not crediting you for their success. So that means a lot.
Well, if you really think about it, it was really David who put you on, right? He was really the guy responsible for bringing Peter Overzet to the masses. So in a way,
listen, I don't want to go down that path. I will say though, like Tuttle made his own success. He made his own success by himself, but I do feel proud that I was able to give Davis and Peter the vehicles to do their thing. And Peter's actually and Peter has actually done something with that. So all right. So we have the TikTok video that how many likes does it have on TikTok?
On TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok specific. We're TikTok. We're talking about TikTok famous. How many likes does it have?
Okay. On TikTok, looks like we're at 42 likes.
Oh wait, let me go on like it real quick. Let's bring it back down to 41.
It has 281 views on TikTok.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 10,000 likes on Twitter and 1.3K retweets.
how many impressions, Pete?
I haven't even pulled that up.
It's got almost 300,000 views on Twitter. So
honestly, all jokes aside, what I learned from this is there are way too many fantasy football podcasts. I mean, my mentions have just been buddies tagging each other. Dude, this is you on our podcast. And I go to the Twitter feed and it's a podcast with 16 followers. There's a million of these. You can't play fantasy football without having a podcast, apparently.
I would guess that there are more fantasy football podcasts than any other niche of sports, like combined, maybe even.
Yeah. It's
my
a hobby.
wife, I showed my wife the TikTok.
My wife.
Morning. She laughed, but she also had the same comment. She's like, "There's that many people that listen to fantasy football podcasts."
I think the reason it blew. Oh, go ahead.
I think it'd be applied to any sort of nerdy venture where it's like it goes from just hardcore gangster rap to hey guys, like the transition there. I know you had someone in mind when you did this too. Something had to have sparked this. And I want you to name at least one name.
You do?
I know it. I knew it. I can tell.
I was listening to a few Dynasty Fantasy Football podcasts, and it was 2 in a row. I was listening while I was doing laundry yesterday, and 2 in a row started like that. And I was like, time to put some fools in a body bag.
I need to put it on the record. My fantasy football podcast has no intro music. I just need that to be out there.
Davis, but you do have a rap song out there, so.
Your Takecast intro is, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't really know that the Takecast was going to be something that existed for hundreds and hundreds of episodes. So I was just bored when I was working in a different job that wasn't, grinding fantasy every day. And so I just grabbed some royalty-free music off of freemusicintros.com or something, like some absurd podcast resource. And if I could change it, I probably would need to undergo like a whole rebrand for that now though.
That was such a humble brag. I didn't know the Takecast was going to be so wildly successful. Otherwise I would have taken more time to select the music.
Yeah.
It
I'm
doesn't,
proud of you, Davis.
Nothing that humble about it, Pete.
I'm proud of you, Davis. You've come a long way since the FF Wonderkin days.
Can you imagine how egregious it was of me to cancel that podcast feed when it was like, one of all the bad business decisions I've made. That's definitely one of them.
All right. So, Pete, what's your goal with the TikTok stuff? Because obviously you're killing it on Twitter. Are you just going to continue to use TikTok to be funny on Twitter? Or do you think that you could have 10,000 followers on TikTok one day?
It's funny you say that because I've been thinking about seeing if I could get some action on a prop bet on just an arbitrary number, whatever that number is, 10,000, and we come up with a date that I have to get that many actual TikTok followers.
This would be fun.
I think I could do it.
I'd be interested in booking this with you, but with very clear terms on what you are and aren't allowed to do in terms of promotion.
No wife.
No wife would be number one.
You can't exploit your wife.
And I'd say no giveaways, right? No, oh, you like this or follow this, whatever. Just no promotional giveaways.
Unlimited props though.
Wow. Except the ultimate prop, my wife. Just delete that. That's bad.
I mean, what would be the strategy?
Off screen.
He would just have to grind it every day.
He's not going to give away his
viral
strategy.
Smiz tweets. Or
that would not be my strategy.
Pick up on all the viral memes going on.
I feel like that would be GTO. Literally 100%. Whatever is trending that day, you just do that thing in the Overzet way, and you put it on Twitter. I don't know, is there a TikTok Reddit where people share things? That would be another strategy.
I mean, producing fantasy football content's not going to do it. I'll tell you that much.
Really?
It might.
See, that's what I want to bet
TikTok,
you on.
TikTok, zero shot.
You mean the kid that has 360,000 followers doing
he just has to be 5? Yeah, he just has to be more young than he is right now, basically. 360,000
is Pez level on TikTok. It really is.
Not if my bet is to get to 10,000 followers.
I would also like to say Peter now had a year ago.
I already know where this is going, and you're going to take credit for this too.
Yeah.
No,
He's gonna be like, I got you 3,000 Twitter followers. Your tweet never would have taken off.
I'm not taking credit because you have done a great job with your Twitter account. And that's what I even said when I promoted it. Like, hey, this guy is too good to have this few followers. And now you have 11.6K followers. And you are creeping up hard on Tuttle. Tuttle, he could soon be left in the dust.
Let's not go here because I was just going to compliment you, Dave. I was just going to give you props for still having the most viral tweet of the group.
Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I have a
Brown one.
I have a huge one that's probably close.
25,000 likes on Dave's Antonio Brown one.
Let me go to my fave star.
All right, let's move past. Anything else you want to mention about social media, the rise of TikTok? I mean, it is funny that you put that out there, got no traction whatsoever on TikTok, but like it immediately just started going like. I mean, yeah, immediately
fantasy football virgins, not on TikTok. They are on Twitter.
Well, you know what the accelerant was? It was Worldwide Wob retweeted it, and that's what launched it. I don't think it would have done anywhere near that if he didn't get that.
You just got to take the Worldwide Rob strategy and follow hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, and I'm also going to be live streaming police car chase later today on my Periscope, so you guys can tune in for that.
Has that part of his brand really dipped since everyone's been in quarantine?
I think so. Maybe he's doing like ESPN Classics.
No. We got a couple from May 12 here.
What an interesting niche he fills, that guy.
We're also at the point where Kitchen just gets up just from the show and just leaves.
Nice plaid tabletop.
Yeah.
I mean, what you guys don't understand is Kitchen is about to be on his manly vacation. His wife's about to leave him, and it seems like there's now a hiccup in that. It sounds like his wife has returned home, and that's never great. You never want your wife to come home in the middle of you streaming a fantasy football podcast.
Actually, Tuttle, the show started, you said splurged. The people needed context. Show them what you splurged on.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I think I would consider myself a KBO thought leader now.
Yeah. Where did you purchase that?
My KBO, I wanted to support the website that everybody uses that constantly crashes because it wasn't built for this level of traffic. MyKBO.com.
That guy got an article on ESPN yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, in fact.
Reminds me of when the Big Lead embedded my tweet in their article this morning. It's just.
Do we want to talk KBO DFS strategy, or is that too intense for this show?
Honestly, it might be the most boring DFS sport
He couldn't
in the world.
even mute his mic.
Yeah, he couldn't even mute it. Kitchen couldn't even mute.
There we go. Oh,
thanks for muting your mic.
I was going to bring him into bring him onto the show. He's a young man hustling out there, trying to get me to donate to his cause. He said he's going to come back around. So,
was it a Jehovah's Witness?
No, it wasn't. It was someone trying to win a scholarship somewhere.
Wait, so did you say you were trying to invite him to come into your house and come on camera?
Yeah, I know. It's going to be like a weird, but I was asking like if he accepted like online donations.
Hey, buddy, why did you come on in? My wife and kids are gone.
I did not think that one through. So, all right. I'll just tell him.
The last time Kitchen's wife and kids left for a week, he celebrated by ordering nacho cheese online from Amazon and getting it instantly shipped to his house.
That was not a GTO decision.
What does Kitchen think GTO stands for? Because this is a good Laden thinks. What do we think Kitchen thinks GTO stands for?
You never heard of a Mustang GTO?
No.
A Mustang Game Theory Optimal?
Kitchen's in the chat with CSU. He knows what it is.
Oh, okay.
Proud of you, buddy.
What I miss while I was gone?
We'll make KBO chat.
I modeled my shirt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very nice. How's the KBO streets going?
Well, the thing is the chalk donkeys just get paid every night. It would be like it would be like if the Rockies were owned 50% of stacks every night, but you got punished
because there's
for
only
not
10 teams. Yeah, every freaking slate. And DraftKings pricing is so egregious that you can just play it.
You find one
pitchers
min,
every slate.
One min priced hitter, then all the expensive hitters, the deuce on bears, and then the 2 best pitchers, and you just like coin flip one-offs with 10,000 other people. It's a great time.
And you do this at 3:00 in the morning.
I was just gonna ask: has the starting lineup stuff gotten better? Do you still have to stay up until 3 a.m.?
Oh,
I don't stay up. I will say though, these teams do not turn over their lineups as much as MLB teams do. I total have not gotten bit with a guy sitting all week, and I haven't got up.
But if you're not lighting money on fire, you have to. You should get up.
Hey, Pete, what did you think about the story on the stay-at-home dad that is now famous for his Korean baseball thought leadership?
We were talking about that while you were trying to invite a stranger into your home. Actually,
luckily, I did not. I did not say it. I did not say, "Hey, you should come in." I just said, "Hey, is there a way to donate online?" Because I was going to have like this Swolecast audience bless this kid.
Yeah,
I donated to that dad. That's what this shirt is.
Yeah, Kitchen, you sound a lot like a guy in a panel van right now. All right.
I did not think it went through. It was not good. I'm still kind of shook from that.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I'm stoked for that guy. I've been waiting for ESPN to call me up, write a story about me and my TikTok. But
wait, weren't you on some? Didn't DB say you were on? Some article?
We did this already. We covered Pete's tweet being in the big lead as well.
All right.
A lot. Well, there you go. While you were gone.
Just trying to help today's
So that's the agenda. That's the agenda for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
And on that note, sports returning though. Like, did y'all play any of the UFC stuff in the first 2 events?
Yeah.
Pete, big UFC guy, didn't know this. We were scheduled to do a podcast Monday morning, and on the Last Dance, and Pete texted me about 7:30 on Sunday night. And he's like, "Man, I overestimated my ability to stay up till 10 p.m. after staying up to watch UFC the night before."
Oh yeah. It's tough out there, man. These cards go till 1 a.m. I'm just like pumping with testosterone. Can't fall asleep until 2. I can't get up and do your little beta boy podcast. All right, just get over it.
So I guess there was
with a game of Yahtzee in the background.
I learned that I have a line over what not having Major League Professional sports will do. Like, I'll watch League of Legends, I'll watch Korean baseball, I'll watch Korean soccer. Not even the cancellation of all of these other sports can get me to watch the UFC. And that's not me hating and being like, that sucks, it's stupid. It's one of those things that I don't get. And so still didn't watch the fights. What can you do?
You don't like, I know, like in the chat, like Tuttle doesn't like whenever. Am I still here?
I don't like watching. I don't like watching. Yeah. I don't like watching videos of some just random dude getting beat up on the street by a pack of dudes. But I do watch MMA. When both parties are consenting to a fight, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
just beating the shit out of another guy. I'm good with.
But I don't watch boxing either. It's just I just don't get what's going on really. So it's not a great watch.
Let's also be clear that I'm not posting homeless bum fights in the chat. There are some fights that they're just like, it's 2 guys that testosterone is brewing, and they just one makes an egregious mistake, and those are the ones that I enjoy.
I will say the most recent viral one was actually pretty enjoyable with that guy doing
where the guy throws it over the counter.
Yeah.
And that's the one I enjoy. I don't like seeing like gruesome injuries either, but I do like seeing people that have it coming to them. It's just like, it's a little bit of it's like therapeutic almost seeing that happen.
Yeah. I will say the main event last night, that was actually pretty brutal because that guy, Anthony Smith, it was clear he had lost like 2.5 rounds in, and the ref just refused to call it for another 1.5 rounds. And it was hard to watch because he was just taking hard hit after hard hit. And you're like, we got to throw this in. This isn't enjoyable for anyone. But
guess I'm not an MMA thought leader yet to know why that fight went on like that.
Kitchen, have you played a DFS slate since the Rudy Gobert night yet? Do we got an update on this?
I've actually thought about this. I did play one slate, I think. Maybe it all is a little bit blurry, but I think after I returned, I played an XFL slate. But I cannot be sure about that.
There was no XFL slate after the Rudy. There was no XFL slate after the Rudy Gobert night.
So
they were trying to play. They were trying to play for like maybe, I don't know, maybe like a day. The XFL was like, we're gonna have games with no fans, and then they just were like, nah, whatever, we're not doing it.
Dave,
do you think baseball? Oh, go ahead, Peter.
I was just gonna say, what if we all sent each other KBO head-to-heads just to break Dave's cherry on this DFS Corona holdout?
Could be interesting.
I will play Major League Baseball if it returns July 1 or in July.
What about Bundesliga, the German soccer league, the contest? Whenever DraftKings finally decides to launch them, they're going to be big. I would imagine we'll get like 50K to first or something.
I'm at a point in my life, right? Mid-30s, 3 kids, a loving wife, that I don't want to do anything like suboptimal. Like I don't want to have to force it, basically. I don't want to say, hey, I have to play. I have to have some action tonight. I used to have a competition problem. I don't have a competition problem.
I literally, like, what you're saying to me is such a foreign language that I can't even.
You're talking to a guy that has played like... Yeah, I've played like egregious fourth quarter FanDuel.
I know you were like the king of the late night.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. I really would not enjoy spending hours upon hours researching a niche sport and playing it right now. But I respect those who do that.
Here's the thing,
and hope they can get some help one day. Yes.
Here's the thing. Just re-listen to the Swolecast. And Davis and I explained in about 10 seconds what you have to do to win in KBO.
Yeah,
we did.
What I'm hearing is Kitchen is kind of like Jordan in '93. He accomplished everything there was to accomplish in the sport. It just wasn't getting the juices flowing for him, and he wanted to go try something else.
Major sport. Also, I will say this. Last year was the first time I took off baseball after the first month and a half, and it was glorious having my summer free because I felt like I was forcing it. So
I was like grinding showdown slates at the golf course last year at this time.
I don't play PGA slates. I just really like the football slates and the basketball slates. And if I could play college football, I would play every single college football slate I possibly could. But Tennessee
sounds like someone to me who hasn't fulfilled all of his missions on DraftKings for 365 days in a row.
Okay,
you're missing out on so many
DraftKings here. Why did they stop giving us? Why did they stop giving us? What are those things called? Achievements. They had them last month.
They don't do missions anymore.
They do.
Missions.
There
they
are
don't do the,
Tuttle. Go look at your esports achievements.
They don't do
achievements.
I guarantee you.
All right,
I'll go on right now.
Let's transition. This is not.
I promise you,
not good.
They always tell me when I'm going to clean. See, look at this. No,
Peter is desperately looking for a prop right now.
I was going to make Tuttle an achievement badge.
I'm so mad about this. Last was in April. They're starting something up starting May 16th, it says.
May 12th is when it started.
Okay. We got to move on. Legit or bit time. And I'm just going to ask you a question. You guys give an answer, and then we see if you are, or we judge basically internally if you are being serious about your answer or not.
We haven't really figured out
first question
to this game too.
Yeah, we haven't really figured out what legit.
I literally just explained it. It's not like your SuperFlex, the spirit of SuperFlex draft. This is legit. I'm going to ask you a question, and you give an answer, and then it's like yes or no. Basically, is it a true statement or is it not?
David invented a game called Yes or No. It's really good for radio.
No, I didn't invent it, but I founded the person who did invent it. All right.
Just like you invented SuperFlex Basketball Dynasty?
True or false? you would rather have 1 Bitcoin right now or 400 shares of DraftKings stock?
First of all, why didn't you say legit or a bit?
Yeah, that's not true or false.
No, you give an answer, and then we say if it's legit or a bit.
Well, I would rather have the Bitcoin.
Well,
All right. How much would it take for you to change your answer to DraftKings stock, Davis?
Well, let me just do the math real quick.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
They're basically the equivalent right now.
Basically they're coin flipping. I mean, they're, I guess, maybe twice the value, like 800 shares of DK. I would rather have, maybe.
So you think that Bitcoin is relatively worth right now is worth twice what it is?
Well, in terms of US dollar value, no, but in terms of future utility, I'd much rather have the Bitcoin.
All right. So maybe that's the question.
I know you're excited about Bitcoin right now, but like, what has made you so excited about it? I mean, it's been hovering at this number for a long time. Why?
Or just dropping 20% randomly.
The U.S. Federal Reserve has printed roughly $3 trillion this year. So for any sort of deflationary asset, you have to view that as a huge future boon.
No, but I agree with that. But that's just talking about the fundamentals. What does the price movement over the past month have to do anything with that?
Yeah, I'm saying the price movement is immaterial because I don't care what Bitcoin's worth until like 2030.
But you were screenshotting the price in our Slack this morning.
Right. It's for a graphic.
Okay.
I think the whole Bitcoin thing is a bit, no pun intended, with Davis, as far as like to the moon. He just wants people to know that he believes in Bitcoin. And I understand it. It's like when I post like Derrick Henry stuff. Any sort of Derrick Henry. Do not compare
Derrick Henry to Bitcoin right now. You are offending my core values.
No,
it's true. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Anytime I see something related to Derrick Henry, I'm gonna like retweet it, quote tweet it, because I want people to know that I support Derrick Henry, that I'm a Derrick Henry truther, right? And you kind of do that with Bitcoin. I don't really want that with Bitcoin because a lot of the people that are Bitcoin backers are also COVID truthers, and it's a very like my crypto Twitter list has been a very tough scene recently because it's just been a bunch of like open it up type people, and that's not what you want to be associated with. All right, Peter, your answer.
I will take the Bitcoin. I think it has a better chance for growth than the DK stock.
How much
Tut
DK
and I
stock
are shareholders, though.
Yes, I'm a very happy shareholder.
Yeah. How much would it take for you to switch your answer?
Yeah, if you want to, how many shares were you giving me of DK?
400.
400. Yeah, if you double the shares, I'll take those shares.
I think that's the right answer.
Tuttle, you gonna make this 3 for 3?
Yeah, I probably am. Just because, I'll just wait till Bitcoin doubles and then buy the
Tut's already rich off DK.
Yeah, I'm not expecting this like 33% increase over 2 weeks to continue on much longer.
Davis, as a stock market
19.
Davis, as the stock market guru, who was the gentleman that it came out that invested in DraftKings stock over the weekend?
No idea.
This was like a huge story.
I don't know. I don't know like investor guys. Cuban? Did Cuban buy some?
You just know that Nike stock is going to take off, basically. Is what you're saying.
No, I mean, I just mostly just buy ETFs, but I did buy not a bunch, but I bought some DraftKings because if you're gonna be playing daily fantasy sports and invest your livelihood in fantasy sports, you should probably own some DraftKings stock because the two things are definitely related.
There is some gentleman named George Soros who is like 90 years old.
Really? I missed that.
Yeah, he's the false flag guy. He's the one who pays all the protesters.
He purchased a huge number, or his equity firm purchased a huge number of shares, and that's why the price on Monday kind of skyrocketed. So it was like that was the story basically.
How did I miss the story? I would have done a tweet like just sent George Soros a head-to-head, and it would have done like 65 likes.
So this is legit how you think too. It's like, man, I really missed an opportunity for 65 likes.
So if you're interested in DraftKings stock, don't listen to anything Davis just said. Basically, if you think
no one should ever listen to me about the stock market. I know nothing.
You're 100%
cut that clip at the right time.
If you think sports betting is going to go off, son, then which it is, that's why you invest in DraftKings stock, because they've shown through their DFS platforms that by far they have the best technology out of anybody in the space. And they've shown it already. Service. Yeah, and they've already shown it and proven it with New Jersey and other states that have opened sports betting.
They're just a way more aggressive company.
Yeah.
If they're so great, why have they never offered me box seats to a game?
Dude, even I've gotten box seats. Tough scene.
Tough scene.
I gotta talk to my DK rep, which is at DK Assist on Twitter.
You gotta play more than the spy each week.
I appreciate you playing the Jake Seeley role and letting everyone know your business now via the Swolecast. I will say though that when I started as a DraftKings pro and it's just seeing how things took off.
The most pointless role of all time.
I don't even know if I would cop to being a DK pro right now, David.
Why?
It was one of the most
you cop to being a professional
decisions.
Skateboarder. If you say you are a professional skateboarder, then I can say that was a DK pro. Like that was legit. My title is a DK pro.
Okay, hold up. Envision. Fantasy industry goes under. David has to apply for a real world job, and he puts DraftKings Pro on his resume.
He lists it 100%. Not a doubt in my mind. He puts DK Pro on there.
No, I wouldn't. If this is a resume for a real world job, I would say DraftKings Professional. You don't.
Would you include the headshot of you next to like Dink and CSU and Wiggins?
No, I would include the shot of me being in Miami or the Bahamas with like the headset on that made me look like Lee Corso, or Herb Street.
People don't even know. Right. This was really the Wild Wild West. People really don't even know.
They do not even know. All right. So I guess we got to go to some actual football talk now.
That was all for legit or a bit. You also didn't answer the question, by the way.
DraftKings stock. But I'm also a boomer. I'm old. Like I just think there's like tangible value in like the stock because we've seen that, and
I actually
haven't seen that from Bitcoin.
I actually had this whole big argument with Dink last night, so I don't even want to relitigate it with you right now.
No. Well, if you had an argument with Drew Dinkmeyer, then I feel good about my position.
It actually led to us. I was
there
like,
you go.
I wanted Drew to just like pull a bunch of his buddies, like his real life, like people. And I'm just always fascinated because I only know like what, like, stupid degenerate gamblers think about Bitcoin. I'm always curious what like the real world,
you're in your bubble
has to say. Yeah.
In an echo chamber. I understand that.
I mean, as far as Bitcoin goes, yeah.
Well, most things you're in like kind of an echo chamber, but we won't get into that. Let's talk about Gronkowski. Is he a top 10 tight end this year? Top 10, like there's not a lot of like great tight ends.
Don't really got to do much. Here's a better one. Is Rob Gronkowski fake young, Peter? He is this man is your age and he's like on the WWE and his whole brand is built on like partying. Is Rob Gronkowski fake young?
Yeah, I think he's fake young because his entire brand is this party image. And yeah. I think he's too old to be
how is really a partier being like they're like celebrities or parties like partiers into their whatevers.
But think about like a Vegas pool party. Just take one of those clubs. Like the older you are at the club, the more awkward and weird it looks.
Yep.
And Gronk is entering that stage. He can still pull it off because he's in good shape and he, whatever. But it's getting real close to being like, hey, man, this is kind of for the 23-year-olds right now.
I mean, he's 31. 31 shows up at your house party. You're like, dude, get out of here.
The thing about the Bucks in general, back to the Gronk thing, it's not just Gronk. Like this entire team is just being massively overvalued. It feels like the Cleveland Browns thing last year where everyone is just so hype on a situation. But do people forget how bad Brady was at the end of the season last year? Like,
yeah, with no matter.
Peter, I'm glad you say this because I've basically been arguing this night and day with various people. And like he is going right now as the quarterback 8 in early best ball drafts. So that's just absurd. You know what? There's just a 0% chance that this dude is, there's a 0% chance this dude's over the hill is what that ADP is saying.
You have to taking him over Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Over Ryan, Wentz, Daniel Jones.
Hard pass for me.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I mean, you have to admit, you understand like why the reasoning though is there. Like going from a Patriots offense without Gronk, without anybody, their best receiver was an injured Mohamed Sanu. Like that's how desperate they were. It's
because of the myth of Tom Brady, dude. It's literally because of like this mythos he's built up of like angry Tom.
He's got championships. He's got rings. It's like Jordan, basically.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if you think about it, Matt Ryan has really good weapons. Like they just signed Laquan Treadwell. So yeah, I mean, I think.
Are you saying that as a joke? Okay, finally, because Dave was shaking his head. Yes.
You got to know that
Brady over Matt Ryan. Brady over Matt Ryan, easy. And I don't like Brady this year.
I agree with that. Like you guys
are both
pining
Brady
for
over Matt Ryan. Can we get some bet on this?
I've already bet against Brady in like 6 different ways.
I'm definitely shorter Brady than the market, but still, give me him. That Falcons offense it's gonna be a dumpster fire. That whole team's gonna be a dumpster fire.
I'm legitimately not convinced that Brady can throw a 45-yard ball down the field to Mike Evans. Like Chris Godwin and them.
He doesn't have to.
Targets but that's how you get big fantasy points. Like who are all these yards after the catch monsters on this team?
Just gonna be touchdown, baby. Touchdown after touchdown. Because you can get those 2-yard touchdowns.
I guess if
they're just going to move the chains.
Yep, move the chains.
Move the chains. These PPR monsters out here in the Tampa Bay Bucks. Like
Davis, look at these guys. They're taking DK stock. They're taking the Bucks win total over.
Really
Brady over Matt Ryan.
I mean, this is the at-risk group for COVID thinking here, you know?
Hey, Davis, point up right here. This is the at-risk group above our heads right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You guys should stay inside, shelter in place.
Make sure to wear a mask when you go to the grocery store, Pops.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with Drew Lock. Drew Lock has been getting a lot of attention because of the weapons that he has. What's your take on Drew Lock? Is he supposed to be above where he's going right now as QB 21 in best ball drafts?
Drew Lock is our generation's Mitchell Trubisky.
So you think he's closer to? I think he could make the kind of Daniel Jones, Josh Allen jump as far as being a sick fantasy performer.
He doesn't run at all though, and those guys, they like the reason why those guys randomly would have spike games was because they'd add 60 yards and a rushing touchdown. Drew Lock's not going to do that at all.
So here are on RG RotoGrinders rankings, best ball rankings. I'm going to list the guys they have below him. You tell me if you would take them over Drew Lock. Phillip Rivers, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold. That's a yes for me. Teddy Bridgewater.
Cousins and Darnold, yes. Bridgewater, yes.
Bridgewater, same. Minshew, Derek Carr, Nick Foles, Dwayne Haskins, Trubisky, and Tyrod Taylor.
Man.
Yeah, I think I would be Darnold for me in Bridgewater. I would take over Lock.
Yeah, I agree with those.
Peter is the Broncos fan, so
it's true.
Broncos homer. So that's probably why we're getting so much pushback right now. I want to know honestly what Peter's take is on Drew Lock with all the weapons he has surrounding him after just trashing Tom Brady with all the weapons he has surrounding him.
Dave, I'll give you my answer in a form of a question for you. Do you know why why sunsets are blue and orange?
I don't.
Because God's a Broncos fan, Dave.
Wow, that's some high level commentary there.
That tells you everything about my background. Having a phrase like that, that's all you need to know about how I grew up. What was the actual question? I like Drew Lock. I think he definitely has a wider range of outcomes. I think it's probably more polarized, right? Where he falls back into Mitch Trubisky territory, or he makes that jump to like a top 10.
I didn't know Dynasty Guy just sat down with us.
Would I trade a second for him? I don't know, maybe. All right. What are the chances that the Broncos sign Cam Newton? Because all the fantasy 0%. Guys are wanting this to happen.
Won't happen.
Where's Cam Newton going?
He's now said, though, that he's open to being a backup, right? So that'll open up a lot more. Because wasn't that his take initially, that he didn't want to be a backup?
Oh, God.
Davis, do you have any Cam Newton takes?
Seems like either he's done or teams just don't want to sign him so they can get him in the building for like their own medicals.
So here's what I can't wait for is for everyone to start with their best ball drafts, SuperFlex best ball dynasty 2 tight end drafts. And then in win now mode. And then all of a sudden Cam Newton goes to a team and you're going to see everybody who had that player at starting quarterback. Oh man, this is why you don't draft best ball teams in late May. You got to wait till July.
I've been drafting them since February.
Davis, I'm really proud of you, man.
Really the grind never stops for some of us, Dave. Some of us didn't get old and retire.
I didn't retire from football.
No, you retired from playing fantasy sports for money.
For now, I'm not playing KBO.
No longer DK Pro.
Yeah, no, you did. You at some point
those obligations.
At some point, you lost your hunger for the game, and that's okay.
No, that's not true at all. It's just like
it's all right.
I enjoy playing. It's like the professional athlete that after retires still enjoys like playing pickup or whatever. Like I still enjoy the game. I just don't have to take it so seriously right now.
This isn't very convincing to me.
No, the Jordan analogy still holds true. Dave's showing up with the guys doing a little pickup game. He gets the itch. All of a sudden, Dave's going to be throwing on that number 45 DFS Pro jersey and be back in those streets.
Yeah. Number 45
I'm telling
just didn't feel right.
I'm telling you, there will be a situation where I'm playing like 9th inning showdown slates in July. Like I don't doubt that at all. But I'm not forcing myself to wake up at odd hours in the morning to do
Dude,
that.
you have the house to yourself for a week. You're not grinding some CS:GO at 6:30 in the morning.
No.
What are you going to do with your free time this week, Kitchen?
I haven't really thought that far, but I tell you what I'm not going to do is spend any time on esports DFS. Wow. I'm just going to take off my pants and just walk around the house, upstairs, downstairs.
You don't even play video games. Like literally, I don't even know what you would do with alone time. Like I can't even think.
Esports DFS. Better than Korean baseball. Don't at me.
So
easily true.
Not even close.
Here's the scene at Kitchen's house. He doesn't have his pants on. People are coming door to door trying to sell stuff in his whitey tighties, inviting people into his house.
Don't say that, please. I'll probably be getting ready for the next topic, and that is something that I'm excited about. I've been saying for a few years now that we need SuperFlex auction best ball game. We have not ever had that game. We will have that game because I'm going to will it into existence.
What? Are you going to do that, bud?
Okay. Hey,
yeah.
Hey, legit or a bit, David actually does this.
Legit or a bit, David follows through on a project for the first time since Fantasy Insider shut its doors. head of creative at RotoGrinders.com, David Kitchen.
That's creative director.
I want to hear this, Kitchen. I'm intrigued. Let's get it out.
All right. So here's going to be the initial scope of this. And it might, we might do multiple of these, but the initial scope is that I'm going to be the auctioneer. As much as I want to play, maybe I'll play when someone else can be the auctioneer, but I'm going to be the auctioneer. And we're going to have 10 teams, not 12, because, 12 will probably take a little bit too much time. But all the contestants are going to know is that it is a SuperFlex best ball auction draft. They're not going to know anything else until the day of the draft. And then from there, it's going to get kind of crazy, maybe a little bit weird. And it's going to be I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe doing it in 2 parts.
Is this your pitch for the auction league or getting the guy to come inside your house trying to get scholarship money going door to door?
I don't know. He hasn't returned, thank goodness.
I have one question, Dave. Before I believe you, can you just give me, it's like you've come into audition for this role as auctioneer. I just need to hear a quick 10 seconds of kind of your auctioneer cadence and just to make sure you're right for the job. Can you hit me with it?
All right. I got Gronk over here. Give me 10. Get a 10. Who's got 10? 10. You got 10 right there. 10 right there. Who? Give me 11. Give me 11. Who's got 11? 11 Gronkowski. Going once, going twice. Sold to fake young Peter Overzet for.
Okay, Dave, you passed. You passed the test. That was good.
All right. So do you guys want in on this or not?
I want in, but it just sounds like a nightmare to do it this way.
I'm ecstatic.
All right. This is the most excited Tuttle's been in a while.
So we doing an 11 because we've notoriously had problems with thinking, how could we ever do a 5-man show on the Swolecast? There's only 4 boxes. How are we doing 12 boxes?
It's going to be 11 boxes, and I've been thinking
how we're people going how the sausage gets made there, Peter.
We're going to have I've got this room behind me. I've got nobody in the house. So I'm thinking of like a big whiteboard and maybe some graphics made up. But this is why I think we need to do it in 2 parts, because it would be a little bit too much on the computer systems for just 1 2-hour session.
Can you just make sure that you're wearing overalls and a 10-gallon hat if you're going to be the auctioneer? I just need some.
I can't promise you on props, but I can think that you will be wearing some sort of outfit. But if you have any ideas for
help wrinkles, execute your vision, we're used to it.
Oh, is this like a David? Is this like a fantasy league? Is this
it's a best ball auction? It's like after you draft, you set it and forget it. But there's also going to be a little bit of a game show style with this auction.
Yeah, I thought you were sending us props or something.
That still might be on the table.
It's Hollywood Squares, but a live best ball draft.
Okay.
I'm basically Ellen of the fantasy world, the Ellen's Game of Games, whatever. This is probably something to that effect.
I heard Ellen's getting a lot of bad publicity lately, actually. Do you want to retract that, or?
I don't know if I should after. Anyways, so any thoughts on this? Any thoughts on an auction style SuperFlex best ball product?
So for an actual product, do you mean?
Would you play regularly?
Peter and I just did one.
I didn't.
An auction?
One.
Oh, Peter didn't do it. I guess.
So
I just played one.
I like the idea of live auctions. I hate what Davis did, which is a slow auction where 11 hours and someone bids you up $1. That's for cucks.
Sounds like someone who's just not ready to enter into the Thunderdome, buddy.
Davis, why don't you tell everyone how your auction draft went?
I have the worst team ever, but in 2024, I'm gonna be looking so good, dude. So good. Except I got outflanked by Pat Crane, and Pat's gonna cuck me there.
Gosh, if someone actually had like an auction product right now, I would play it an hour, 2 hours a day, probably. Because auction drafts are addictive.
How are you expecting an auction draft to get done in an hour? Like what? In what?
Well, that's
world?
why I said 2 parts, Davis. There's going to be 2 parts, and it's going to be up to me to make sure that it gets done in the time frame necessary.
I don't think you've thought through the math behind this one.
Oh, I have.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. This is like when you invented DK leagues before DK invented DK leagues.
This isn't going to be. This isn't going to be like the DraftKings.
I don't remember.
Guys, hear me out.
Guys, hear me out. I want a GPP. I want a GPP, and instead of doing anything with that money, I'm gonna try and invent another site that's just DK.
No, it wasn't DK. It was DK and FanDuel. And it was teams of guys against. It's basically like esports now. It's like you could basically be like the. I don't even know the esport team. It's still a good idea.
Fantasy, but in a league.
Fantasy, but with other people.
Dave, for your idea though, like as
fantasy clans, how is that a bad thing?
Did you say clans?
Oh yeah, that was it.
That's
you like team up.
Naming nightmare.
You team up.
Yeah, so we could do like a Swolecast team against
like imagine how dominating we would be as a Swolecast team.
Okay, I'm getting resold on this idea.
Playing DFS over like I don't want to mention anyone in particular, but like anyone that Big T is involved with, right? Like, imagine us. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Tony, before you get really offended, I'm just kidding.
Ding dong. Someone's at your door, Dave.
Let's go, Whitey.
10,000 to 30,000. Gosh.
Oh, my God.
All right. So there you go. There you have it. Any other comments about this? Anyone in particular that you would like to be in here? Because I've got my idea of just like close friends in case this goes really downhill that they wouldn't be really mad at me but anyone in particular that you would like to see on here?
I'll only play in fantasy leagues where I can be absolutely dominated by Sean Siegel.
I don't know if Sean does video appearances.
Yeah. Oh, he might not.
Too shrouded in mystery.
There's got to be a little bit of an entertaining factor to this. So people
bang,
that are
Sean.
Yeah, that was
sort of forgot this was a video show.
0 RB.
I'm
thinking of like Leone or JJ. The Hitman
would be good.
Yeah. Dave, I think this has a lot of promise. I want to see the execution.
You're weary on the execution. You're weary on the execution.
Does it have as much promise as playing fantasy, but in a team?
As part of it.
And that is still a really good idea. Don't just because it's not been done doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Team fantasy is still coming.
I think you could argue, Dave, fantasy, but in a team has been done.
How's that?
Like fantasy leagues and DK leagues.
There's no teams to that.
Yeah. See,
what was that league? What was the league? It was like 14 teams and they had like fantasy football franchises and you could buy shares.
Sylvan the Hog Mollies or something.
Yeah. And I'm not going to give anything away, but there's also another venture out there. Yeah.
Entrepreneurial spirit has never left David Kitchen.
No, not by me, by someone else. By someone else. And this person's very famous in the
George
DFS
Soros.
world.
George Soros.
Yeah, Davis giving his Bitcoin answer without completely understanding why DraftKings stock has soared is all you need to know about his DraftKings or his.
I mean, buddy, every equity in the market is overvalued right now. We have 30% unemployment.
Wow. Crown League is the name of the
Crown
old
League.
league.
Crown
Kitchen,
League, yes.
I just got an idea for a Swolecast episode. We do a Shark Tank theme, and we each come with our new fantasy venture
So good.
pitch ideas.
Yes,
that actually is really good.
That is an episode that's
a good segment.
would be good.
Davis will just steal everyone else's idea, basically.
I bet Davis he'll go in the lab. He'll come up with something. He's like, what if we drafted live on the Takecast?
I actually have an idea that were it legal would be like a $5 million business overnight.
Just throwing that. This is the save it because this is the perfect Shark Tank stuff. When someone just throws out a random arbitrary figure. Yeah. I'll give you
I'll tell her right now because I don't even care.
Valuation.
No, I don't even care because I just would like for this to exist.
Why don't you save it for the Shark Tank?
Yeah, save it for the Swolecast Shark Tank.
Save it. My $5 million idea is already out there, so whatever.
Fantasy, but in a league.
Fantasy clans.
It's like
we got to work on that name, dude.
Did you think of the name while you were playing when you were addicted to Clash of Clans?
Yeah.
No, that's not the official name. That wasn't the official name.
That was when we were all addicted to Clash of Clans is when Kitchen came up with this idea.
Yeah, probably true.
100% true.
And also when people were like playing in like groups of, everyone had like their group that they were researching lineups in.
The lineup, the obvious lineup chat.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought
why hasn't one of these new fantasy sites just called itself obviouslineupchat.com? Feel like that would sell the subs.
Yeah. Okay. And before I did create a game back in 2013 called the DFS All-Star Challenge. Do you remember this? Tuttle, do you remember, were you on this? It was on RotoGrinders.
I don't think it was.
Sounds like it's pretty memorable.
So we had 10 people and we drafted. And there was a team of 5 versus the other team of 5. And everyone got to go against someone on the other team in a best of 3 DFS matchup. And, best of 3. And those records counted for the team. And I swept Dan Bach in my matchup with him. And our team won. But
wow.
It was like me.
You're like George.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you're like
Peter.
Jordan at his, Hall of Fame speech. And the one thing you remember is the time you swept Dan Bach at a best of 3 DFS challenge in 2013.
Well, to be fair, 2013 was when Dave was actually grinding.
Yeah. It was it was my rookie, 2012 was my rookie season. So yeah, it was in the pinnacle.
That's when he was a semi-pro.
I was going to say, Tuttle, do you remember when his background was like 1998 MTV graphic of him like scratching his forehead and there was the arrow pointing to him saying semi-professional DFS player, and then in quotations it said not a real thing? It was good stuff.
I do remember.
Wow, Davis, that graphic must have really stuck with you for you to remember every single detail of it.
It was very real world, I think. I'm too young to remember.
I grew up in the real world age. I grew up in the real world road rules era. Right, Pete?
Well, look at that. It's time for closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Davis, closing thoughts.
Just really excited to unveil my $5 million idea next week.
All right. Tuttle, closing thoughts?
Yeah, I think as KBO thought leader, I was thinking that maybe we could create a team and challenge another clan in KBO.
Like a KBO clan challenge?
Yes,
Can we
exactly.
volunteer Kitchen to get up and check the lineup for us at 3 a.m.?
Well, his wife's not home, so I don't see why he couldn't.
The beginning of our team name will be KK, and I'm trying to think of the third word. I don't know if it should start with a K or not, but
we just love 3 strikeouts.
Don't.
Yeah.
No, don't. All right, Peter. Closing thoughts by you.
Yeah, I just want to tell all the kids out there or try to get famous on TikTok to never give up on your dreams. It is possible to become Twitter, TikTok famous. Just never give up.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Every day is an adventure.
All right. I would like to say just thanks everyone on the show. And also, sometimes great ideas are born before it's really like a good time for them to explode. And we've seen that in the past, right? The person that invented DFS is not Jason Robbins, but Jason Robbins took the idea of DFS and is now on his way to becoming an actual billionaire. So
that's like what
I
you
take
did
pride
with
in
Ryan.
Buy that $sign DK.
Is there a dollar value? Yeah. Is there a dollar value that I can put to my ideas that are out there or to the guys I've mentored to that are on this show? No, there isn't a dollar value. But my value is seeing them blossom and one day seeing the team fantasy idea come to life. So until next time, the SuperFlex auction best ball draft will happen eventually, and it should be fun. And if you have any feedback, let us know. So on behalf of these 3 other yahoos, I'm going to go take off my pants and not answer any sort of doorbell. We'll talk to you later.